Probably not the result that a lot of people did expect, because Hull are belated with injuries. It is ridiculous, and credit to them, they really did fight in this game. We just lacked a little bit of, I don't know what it was, like quality, I suppose. Like, we had the quality players on the pitch, but it seemed to be that final ball or the final shot that was lacking. But it's still a solid 2-0 win. And I know it's only the cup and everything, but because we're not aggrieved, but it's, obviously it was expected that we would get a bit of a bigger result. Now, that goes far into showing the difference between Mourinho and David Moyes or Louis van Gaal. A 2-0 win would have been seen as a fantastic result, even against an injury-belated Hull City. But 2-0 win is a good result for us, but it's not fantastic. Like, we did expect a bit more, and that's because the level of expectation has risen with Jose Mourinho, and that's a positive thing. Although the result, obviously, well, it's a win. Like, a 2-0 win, it's solid, and as long as we, don't crumble in the second leg, then we should be into the final. So it's, it's decent in that regard. But obviously we played a very strong lineup, and I'm just comparing Hull and their injury-depleted team. Like, Hull are a Premier League side and they have to be respected, but of course, with the amount of injuries they have, they fought in, and they deserve to not get hammered in this game. They really did. David Myler, I think, and Harry Maguire were fantastic at stopping a lot of the crosses from reaching our players. Ibrahimovic was out. I think he was ill, or he's got a cold or something, so I hope he's back for Liverpool, because him and Carrick, although they're 35, they are two of our most important players, and our build-up play is enhanced when Ibrahimovic is there. Even if he doesn't score, he's just there in the right position to either hold up the play, bring players into it, and just he's the little missing outlet. I think that we didn't struggle without him, but if we'd had him in, I feel certain that we would have won by a bit more. But and Carrick, everyone knows exactly how important he is to Manchester United. Well, if you're a Manchester United fan, that is. And he just dictates the play. He wasn't needed today purely because, again, Hull were focusing on keeping the deficit down because of the injuries that they do have. And we did go a bit more attacking, and we did create a lot of chances, and that's what I like. It's entertaining. It's a 2-0 win, which isn't the best result in the world, but it's solid enough, and it did the job. Fellaini gets the second goal, but the first goal of Juan Mata, hint of offside, but I don't think he's offside when he actually heads it. The ball's crossed in and it's knocked down. When the ball is initially crossed in, Mata is offside, but then he drifts back onside, and then when I think it's Mkhitaryan heads it down, Mata is in an onside position, I think, and he just manages to... Did he kick it in, head it in? Anyway, he literally scored from like 2-3 yards. But that was a solid goal. And then later on, Mourinho subbed on Fellaini for Mata, and it worked. Darmian with a sensational ball. That was definitely his best cross, bar the first minute for Mata, when that was a fantastic save by Djukovic. You know who I mean, the Hull goalkeeper. But anyhow, Fellaini with a header. It's a really clever header. Fellaini gets a lot of criticism by me as well, and it's understandable because you can see the passion, the desire, that's there. No question of that from Fellaini, but he's just extremely clumsy and he lacks quality now and again, and he's not the sort of player you want to build a team around. But in cups, you have to give him credit. Even last season, the season before, maybe not so much under Moyes, but he comes up with some crucial goals, particularly in the cups. I mean, I think when Louis van Gaal got in the top four, he came up with some crucial goals in the league that actually helped us get inside the top four. I think he got the actual decisive goal that did that. But particularly last season in the FA Cup, he scored some really important goals. So, he's a decent squad rotational player, and he's a decent option, particularly for the cup ties. It's just, I don't know, he's just that sort of inconsistent player. He can deliver something and then he can't. And I think the reason that he's still in the squad and others have left is purely because he does what he's asked. That's what Moyes Van Gaal and Mourinho are all in agreement with, whenever they tell Fellaini to do something on the training, which of course we don't see or whatever, he literally just does it with no fuss. He just wants to play, and that's probably why, because he's got the right mentality. He just doesn't have the quality levels. But that header was fantastic, and 2-0, that could prove to be a very important goal for us again in a cup. So yeah, Fellaini in cups, I don't mind so much, but in the league, I mean, he's not a first team starter, of course, and he hasn't been for quite a while since we've got that trio of Herrera, Pogba and Carrick, which works really well. But on to the second leg, well, we've got Liverpool first, and then think we've got another Premier League game before the return leg. But you feel like the tie should be dead and buried. I know it's only 2-0, but, you know, Hull aren't blessed with great squad depth like ourselves, so we should be able to hang on and get to the final. But of course, nothing is written in football. Like, you know, you've just got to make sure that you actually get to the final. So we'll do that, but we'll focus on the Liverpool game first. Of course, that's the big one. They have a game themselves in this same competition tomorrow, so I'll watch that, see how they get on. But I can't wait for that Liverpool game on the weekend. And yeah, 9 wins in a row. I think that's the first time in 8, 9, 10 years, something like that. But yeah, 15 games unbeaten. It's looking good under Mourinho, and hopefully we can take it to the big one and beat Liverpool.